almost ready to go. Thank you for your patience.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Dawn Patrol. I'm Cliff Krieger, your host. I have Jose Cervantes here with me. I'm hoping Eileen is going to be calling in a second. Our producer is John McDonough. It's 32 degrees outside. There was frost on my window. I had to defrost.
Hey, Jose, will you give Cliff one of those mics? He's going to need that for
Yes, sir.
when Eileen calls.
And
Cliff, it's got to be 4 inches from the phone.
Okay.
Because when she was the other day, she overmodulated for the whole show. For much of the show, I should say.
So, cold, crisp, but it wasn't windy, was it? Did you think it was windy, Jose?
Not this morning, no.
Yeah, because you walked here, right?
No. I drove here. I parked on the other side.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't bad at all. Yesterday was chilly. I was surprised when I
Yeah.
left the house. I was like, "Oh, it's cold."
Yeah.
I had to go back inside and bundle up.
In 1760, there was the Great Boston Fire, which destroyed 349 buildings. That seems like a pretty big deal. 1852, Harriet Beecher Stowe's book, Uncle Tom's Cabin, was published. Another book pushing the idea that slavery was wrong, which would have been correct. 1854, the Republican Party was organized in Ripon, Wisconsin. In 1916, Albert Einstein submitted his paper, The Foundation of the General Theory of Relativity, which establishes his general theory of relativity. So that's when that started. 1922, the USS Langley was commissioned as the first U.S. Navy aircraft carrier. In 1923, the Arts Club of Chicago hosted the opening of Pablo Picasso's first U.S. showing, entitled Original Drawings by Pablo Picasso, and became an early proponent of modern art. My wife's cousin, whose father was the art critic for the Chicago Tribune, had a Picasso, which my wife's cousin has. I'm sorry, his grandfather. There's the Langley. No island.
CV1.
Yep.
Look at that thing, huh?
In 1933, Reichsfuhrer SS Heinrich Himmler ordered the creation of the Dachau concentration camp as chief of police of Munich. I've been to Dachau. Have you been to Dachau, John?
No, we avoided all those concentration camps. Very depressing places of death.
Yeah. In 1942, on this day, in World War II, General Douglas MacArthur in Australia makes his famous speech regarding the fall of the Philippines, in which he says, "I came out of Bataan and I shall return." Bataan is that big island in the north. In 1985, Libby Riddles becomes the first woman to win the 1,135-mile Iditarod trail sled dog race. And on Tuesday, Jesse Holmes won this year's Iditarod, surviving a pretty brutal cold for back-to-back titles. In 1995, the Japanese cult Om Shinrikyo carried out a sarin gas attack on the Tokyo subway, killing 14, injuring 6,200. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And in 2003, the Iraq War, the U.S., UK, Australia, and Poland began an invasion of Iraq. Ozzie Nelson was born on this day in 1906.
I never knew they had 12 dogs.
That's something I've always kind of wanted to do.
12 dogs.
Sled dog like that, like a.
Eileen Delrossi.
Good morning, Eileen.
Uh-oh. Picked the wrong microphone this morning.
And how are you doing?
Primary.
All right. And today, in 1934, California politician Willie Brown was born. He was the mayor of San Francisco for a while. He was the Speaker of the House, of the California Assembly, the lower house. Even when the Republicans got the majority, he remained the Speaker because he got someone on the Republican side to vote for him. He's a smart Jose. Feast day of Cuthbert of Lindisfarne. It's the Great American Meat Out for the vegetarians. International Day of Happiness. What are we? Something like 22nd? Finland was the happiest nation. It's the International Francophone Day. It's World Sparrow Day.
It's first day of spring, too.
That's exciting. This is probably one of the worst winters we've had in the last at least 5 years.
Yeah. So that KC-135 that crashed in Iraq, killing 6, was part of a mid-air collision with 2 tankers going in opposite directions.
So we got a comment from Jay. Good morning. The most important thing when you sled dogging is not to have your mouth open. So what happened with the crash, Cliff? They were going in opposite directions?
Yeah, and they should have had 1,000 feet of separation, but maybe someone forgot to reset their altimeter, and as a result, they were at the same altitude. There was a little risk. A classmate of mine from the Air Force Academy sent out a note that he was sitting on the right wing of a KC-135. He had a flight of 4 Phantoms, and he looked out, and there was some Marine F-4s heading in their direction at their altitude. And so he hit the mic and said, "Take her down." And everybody went down, and the Phantoms went over them at the altitude they had been just a little bit before.
At those speeds, there can't be much margin for error. Huh?
No, there's not. So.
Because I think even me, your average person, would think, "Oh, well, why didn't they just drop altitude?" But boy, they move fast.
Yeah.
Sure, by the time they see them or are spotted in the radar, it's almost too late.
It's nighttime too.
Oh,
So our governor, Maura Healey, has signed an order to add 10 gigawatts of power to Massachusetts by 2035.
We're gonna do that by pedal bikes, or how are we gonna do that?
You read my mind. I was going to ask the same thing.
Didn't you read the notes? John?
Never mind, I no longer care. I no longer care.
Saying the state has a lot of energy needs, Maura Healey tasked state agencies with adding 10 gigawatts to the state's supply to help lower residents' increasingly costly energy bills. Healey, who's up for re-election this year, signed an executive order directing the administration to bring in the new power resources enough to power 2 million homes and could save residents $10 billion. Bringing in all kinds of energy, including solar, wind, gas, geothermal, and hydro. The 10 gigawatt target includes 4 gigawatts of in-state solar and 3.5 gigawatts of electric demand reduction reached through methods like virtual power plants and electric vehicles charging. So we'll see how that goes.
We'll revisit that in 2035.
I didn't get how she's gonna create this energy, but I didn't read the notes, so.
Well, she's looking for solar, wind, gas, geothermal, and hydro.
And one big thing that stood out there was the reduction of use. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what
Well,
comes
what's
of it.
got us this far is the new light bulbs we got like 8 or 10 years ago. That's enabled us to float free for 10 years. We've now consumed all the stuff we used to have regular light bulbs with. We've used all that juice up.
Yep.
So building another power plant is an order, and I don't know any other way you can make electricity.
I mean, right now, didn't we sign a contract with Canada a couple months ago to get electricity from them?
I don't know.
Yeah, as far as I'm
Cliff
concerned,
probably knows.
we signed a contract. The governor, she announced it. She did a big thing where flicked the switch, and then with the winter we had, Canada turned around and was like, we're going to scale back a little bit on that. So a few months in, they were already kind of controlling our...
We should make our own juice. We should make our own electricity.
Well, that's why a lot of people have concerns about that gas pipeline we were going to run from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
The natural gas pipeline, and she shut it down. We had 2 pipelines coming in.
Well, it ain't gonna happen for one reason or another, but
Yeah.
pipeline, we need a plant, a manufacturing plant for electricity. And where we're gonna grow it, I don't know.
Well, a lot of people are talking about nuclear. Just, even a
Okay,
small
nuclear, I don't care, but
power
you gotta
plant, yeah.
make the plant.
No, you do. Because you're not just going to, we have some energy.
Well, here's a nuclear plant tomorrow. No. A nuclear power plant is a steam plant. You know that, don't you?
I did not. I'd be
Yes.
lying if
A
I said I
nuclear
did.
power plant, all it is a steam plant. All they do is they take that hot rock of uranium, and they dump it in a big bucket of water, and steam comes out, and that turns a generator. But it just sounds sexier to say. It's a nuclear power plant.
It does, though.
Less pollution.
The nuclear power does not touch any of the turbines. It just boils water cheaply. And you know what? They don't know what to do with that rock when it doesn't boil water anymore. But it's still deadly.
That's true.
You bury it in the ground.
No, you get NASA to find out what should we really be doing with uranium instead of just boiling water. I don't think God gave us uranium just to boil water. Boil water with this, kids. You're going to like it.
Or to cause conflict. Because really, I mean, what comes of it, the nuclear weapons and all that, it's just...
Well, I didn't know a nuclear bomb only has like 10 pounds of it. I didn't know that. So when they say the Iranians have 1,000 pounds, they got a lot of
Yeah.
uranium. Back to Cliff.
Yeah, but the bomb itself still weighs between 500 and 2,000 pounds.
But the uranium inside of it, they tell me it's only 10 pounds.
No.
I know enough just to be dangerous.
Amen to
So
that.
we do have, I think Cape Wind is officially online now.
I don't know what Cape Wind is. Is that when you flash launch light goes out? What's Cape Wind?
Cape Cod, wind farms off of Cape Cod.
Oh, okay, good. Got a comment from Jay. When government tells its citizens that we are here for you, it means we are going to take your money and create more government jobs. I'd love one of those government jobs, thank you. So would you, Jay.
President Trump has been talking about taking over Cuba since January. He's let us know that Marco Rubio is largely handling it from our end. So Cuba's national electric system suffered a total collapse, leaving the entire island without power. Their oil from Venezuela had been cut off. Russia has sent oil. I don't think it's gotten there yet. And last week, President Miguel Diaz-Canel, C-A-N-E-L, Canel. Is that how you pronounce C-A-N-E-L?
Where is it on there?
Yeah,
Canel.
yeah, good enough. We know what you
Canel.
mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Went on state TV and nervously confirmed Cuba's negotiating with the United States. And there was some talk about Cuba opening up to allow businesses to be run by Cubans in exile. So the question is, what happens next?
Do we think that the play in Venezuela had something to do with cutting, choking off the oil supply?
Yes.
So like that he can get, because we know he's expressed, not Cuba, not as much, but, Greenland and Canada and all this and that, but cutting off the energy supply to Cuba, that seems a little more attainable now.
Yeah. Well, they were having trouble anyway because their grid is in
No, we
disrepair.
stopped shipping them oil. That's why the lights are off. We stopped shipping them oil.
Yeah.
Venezuela stopped shipping them all.
We started bombing the
Well, I think you
tankers
knew what I
heading
meant,
over
Cliff, but that's okay.
there. Yeah. What is it called? Embargo? Is that the proper term?
Embargo, yeah.
So we stopped the oil from going to Cuba.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Venezuela or Japan. Okay. But why didn't they just turn the oil spigot back on again?
Mm.
Who is they?
United States government.
I don't know. So, Jose El Mencho recently died in a security operation in Talapa, Jalisco, Mexico. Anyway, his name is Nemesio Ruben Osguera Cervantes. So is he related to you?
I've been asking around, trying to figure that one out.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Not that it changes much, but still,
Comment from the audience. So the guy that was elected to end the forever wars wants to fight wars forever.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to fight them forever.
When was the last time you talked to him?
I've never talked to him.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's been long predicted that any conflict with Iran wouldn't be, just drop a couple bombs and walk away. I mean, I did a little bit of homework on Iran when you messaged me that we were going to talk about Iran and Mexico.
Yeah.
And for 5,000 years, I mean, everybody from Alexander the Great to the Mongols, you name it, the Greeks have invaded in one way or another, wiped out half the population, and they've always found a way to come back. And these are people that have been fighting. A drowning man is dangerous because they'll drag anybody down with them. And we see that now, where as soon as they're attacking Dubai, they're attacking everybody. They're drowning over there, so they're just attacking the whole Middle East right now. Anybody and anybody.
And they've been at war with us for 47 years.
That's an interesting story. Whoever doesn't know how that played out, and between BP, which was the Anglo-Saxon oil company back then, pretty much taking over Iran for their oil, to them coming out, actually having an elected Democratic leader, and then the CIA and I believe it was MI6 taking them out. That's a pretty crazy story. That was another late night.
That goes back to 52, 54, something like that.
Yep, and then in 79 was when the Islamic Republic of Iran took over. And that's really where, the current Iran, because they were a democratic state, which is crazy when you look back at 50 years, the difference it makes.
Yep. And they've been funding terrorism ever since.
The proxies, yeah.
So, back to Mexico. So, after El Mencho was died while being taken captive by the army, there was local chaos, and people died. So what is President Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo going to do?
Well, she was, at first it came out that was a joint operation between the U.S. and Mexico. The U.S. did provide some intelligence, but that was all her. That was the Mexican government that was just like, we're not doing this. And I know there's a lot of claims that they're in the cartel's pockets and stuff like that, but that was a bold move, for her to. And the guy, if you actually see the reports, I don't even think they made an attempt to capture him. That was just everybody that was with him. I mean, they tried saving him allegedly, and they just pretty much went to Mexico City, just waiting for him to pass away. No, that was a very scary day for me. I called Michoacan, the state where he was born, which is the state right next to Guadalajara, Jalisco. That's where he died, in Jalisco. That's a hot spot. So I called my aunt. I couldn't get a hold of her. And I finally got a hold of her. She owns a store. And she said the Mexican police went over there and were like, hey, let's, you got to shut the store down. She's like, whatever, it's Mexico. Like, we're good. The military went over there and got her out of it. It was like, listen, all businesses are shut down. So I finally got a hold of her. I could hear gunshots and what sounded like grenades and helicopters. Like, it was a war zone for that day. The next day, everything was, everything opened back up. Everything was calmed down. But that was scary, not being able to get a hold of family members. And you're watching videos online, and it's in the town where you're born, where your family lives. And it's like chaos, you see buses burning, but actual civilians, they weren't hurting civilians. They were emptying the buses and then lighting them on fire, which is not justified, but they weren't trying to injure but it was still scary. That is talking to your aunt and you just hear da 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 right outside her door. Like, that was scary stuff. And that's not a regular day in Mexico. It's really not, But that was a very stressful day for me until I talked to her. But
I imagine.
It seems to, the temperature has definitely cooled. I mean, I'm sure they're not going away peacefully into the night. They were billions of dollars that organization made a year. I heard somewhere that if they were legit, he'd be richer than Jeff Bezos right now. That's how much money that cartel was making. And I don't know how much validity there is behind it, but even for somebody to say that, that's a big deal.
Yeah. So back to President Scheinbaum. I thought it was interesting.
President Shine what?
Scheinbaum,
Okay.
President of Mexico. She's Jewish, and
I'd
that's
ask her what's a bomb.
what?
I'd ask her what's a bomb. Shine bomb. What's the bomb?
BAUM.
I'd be asking her what's a bomb. You got a picture?
No.
Okay.
But she's kind of cute.
She's super smart too.
Oh yeah,
Like-
PhD.
Yeah, she got it up here, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember what college, but yeah, she's super smart.
Anyway, so her family could have arrived in Mexico as early as 1519, which was the date of the arrival of the conversos. In comparison, the Pilgrims hit Plymouth Rock in 1620. But
Pretty girl.
That put a smile on Cliff's face.
so
This is the one the media will use. The media will use this one.
Yeah. She actually speaks English pretty good too. Have you heard her speak in English? She's
Is she doing a levitation trick here, or what do you think she's doing here? Back over to you guys. Thanks.
yeah. So there's activity there. Venezuela, the acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, made a big announcement Wednesday. She dismissed the defense minister, Vladimir Padrino Lopez. He's been in the job well over a decade. So, but Venezuela is sort of a kleptocracy. But there was a good day for Venezuela a couple days ago. Their baseball team defeated Team USA to win the World Baseball Classic. The game was hosted in Miami, and metropolitan Miami holds the highest concentration of Venezuelan immigrants in the United States, with over 250,000. So
that was a word I spent a little bit of time on last night. Kleptocracy.
yeah,
That was so it's a nation, for the people that don't know out there. A nation pretty much ran by thieves.
yeah.
You know, the government steals from the people, from anybody, just to keep moving. That was a fun rabbit hole I went down. Thanks, Cliff.
Oh, you're welcome.
You have to start sending me the notes the night before, the day before.
Yeah. Well, my problem is I don't get them done until I was almost done at 4 o'clock, and I took a nap, and then I had to add the thing about the 10 gigawatts of power from Maura Healy. So, in the Ukraine, the Ukrainians are using new drone tactics to maintain an advantage on the forward edge of the battle area over the Russians. The forward edge of the battle area is the FIBA. Drones are tracking down and attacking individual Russian soldiers, and Russian soldiers are deserting and being executed by their officers for going absent without leave. But still, there's no clear winner. However, Ukraine has indirectly gotten into the conflict in Iran by helping people with anti-drone tactics and technology.
Have you seen some of the videos of the Russian soldiers when the drones approach them and they're just terrified, hiding on the bridges
Yeah.
and stuff like that? It's scary stuff.
Well, when you see what a drone can do,
Mm. Yeah, the Iranian.
nothing you can do about it.
No, I mean I get creeped out when the little drones are just flying around up ahead recording. Imagine knowing that those things are.
The hobbyist, yeah, I have one of those.
Yeah. So you've probably seen me on your drone a couple times.
No, I usually fly around 300 feet up, so you can't identify. I mean, if I know Jose's down there, oh, there's Jose, but I couldn't recognize you. I don't get down low.
Ah,
So, Iran. So, Eileen, do you have any comments so far?
Nope, I think you guys are doing absolutely fabulously.
So,
Good
Europe,
job.
about what's going on in Iran, Europe has said not our war. On the other hand, Argentina is sending 2 frigates to help escort ships in the Straits of Hormuz. So there are people paying attention.
it seems like we're tapping into a different, for better lack of terms, demographic of allies with
Yes.
this Iran conflict compared to Iraq. You know, that was Canada, you know, the usual.
Yeah.
But it seems like, did you see that what is he calling it, that defense group that he's starting, the people that were there,
Yeah.
there was Brazil, you know, Argentina, El Salvador, like places that usually when there's any talk of conflict, if anything, we overlook them, you know, just kind of like, what are they going to do for us?
Got a question from the audience. Do you have to register your drone with the FAA? Not this one. The previous drone was big, and that's still flying to Florida. I left here. I was going to go over and do the bottom of the connector make a video, and it decided to go to Florida. It never came back. That one has a 16-digit tail number.
So that was a big one.
16-digit tail number. It's to be attached to the aircraft. So, yes, I did register. This new one's light enough where it doesn't have to be registered. It's under so many grams or something, so. That was the bragging point. You don't have to register it. Not that it was a big deal. I mean, FAA was great. Just sent in your information. They were happy campers. They send me emails now and then.
And it still goes up 300 feet, and it's small like that.
It goes, I usually fly at 300 feet, and frankly, I don't know how high it will go, but I just go 300 feet. 300 feet, you're not going to hit any buildings. You're not going to hit any telephone poles, no trees. You can just fly along and not worry about a thing.
That's pretty cool. I never got into the drones when they first came out. I got like a little one, and I ended up hitting myself in the face a couple times with it, and I was like, yeah, drone flying is not for me. Just
My first drone, we had this attachment that you could just say summon it home when it left range. And so I hit summon home, and it didn't realize there was a building between me and, so it flew right into the funeral home, the wall, one of the buildings.
is
Full
that
speed, bam, bounced off the building. It was no more drone after that.
that piece of wood that fell off that I had to fix?
No. It hit the Highland Street end.
Oh man.
And but this drone we have now, it's very sensitive. If it sees something, it'll stop. It's a smart drone.
They've definitely come a long way.
Yeah, they have.
Like,
Yeah, when the weather gets good, I'll show you.
Oh, I'm there for it. You let me know.
A lot of fun.
So, Richard the Cat had a blog post up. He says, my own senses were reaching the point of maximum danger as the U.S.-Israeli campaign relentlessly grinds its foe down. The Islamic Republic represents a 49-year investment not only by Shia radicals, but also by Russia and China. Then he says, the loss of that great edifice means personal death for many and political oblivion for countless more. It represents geopolitical defeat for powerful factions. People and fanatic states do not expire without a fight, especially if they're comprised of brave men. As they lose their grip, they will become desperate in a way that some people who have not been in that situation cannot grasp. And he wraps up, my hope is that the Iranians themselves can take a hand and lessen the trauma. So he's looking for the people to rise up. I saw a little note somewhere that said that when police stations get hit, the individual citizens run in and steal the guns. So I think it will not be a slaughter the next time like when they killed 40,000 people.
Jose, this is one of the drone videos I made. And this is near the Markley building up in that neighborhood, Chambersfield.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the generators on the ground. Those are the generators on the lower left. It's going to turn around and look at that area now.
That is good quality picture. Wow.
Yeah, for a toy.
Yeah. Look at that.
But this is last June. So I'll have to, before the leaves come out, I got to take another flyover to Seals. Because it looks to me as if these things just exhaust right into the air, right here, at ground level.
Which I agree with what you said about that. Why don't they just put a big old smokestack?
Yep.
And send it up 100 feet up
Takes
in the
all
air?
the sound away and puts the exhaust 100 feet up.
I'm
But
sure they have the money.
And city council just lets them it gave them a lot of line, and they're just not friendly neighbors. So I'm going to stop it right here. These look to be exhausts out of each machine.
Yeah? No, they definitely, I mean,
And here's more.
it's a good thing that with the neighbors and, they have a great representative over there in that neighborhood that have made a lot of noise. And, yeah, you can argue they got this far, but you know what? They stopped it somewhere. They didn't let it get worse, at least for now. They have to do something, I mean. And then they're buying up all the property. That's the crazy part about it. Under LLCs and all types
Well,
of
they say
different
they
things.
bought all these houses here. They're buying all the houses they possibly can. And they bought a place on Meadowcroft Street, too, which is out of this, it's a little ways up the street. So they got a good-sized piece of property there. But again, this is last June, so a lot of stuff's changed.
I wonder why they're buying it up. Are they buying it up to get rid of the neighbors or buying it up so they can have more control? You complain, we'll kick you out type of thing?
I don't know.
Because I don't think any city councilor or any local politician that wants to keep their political career would allow them to expand any further. Look at that. That is great quality video.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, definitely let me know when you want to, next time you take that thing out for a spin.
It's small, too. It's like this big.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah.
That big and,
It's crazy small.
wow, that's impressive.
So that looks like the Markley Company to me. Big piece of property. And they keep it well. I just don't understand the exhausts of those generators. It's puzzling to me.
There's a big building.
Yep. This is Moore Street here. No, it's
Was
not.
that a new building,
It's
or
not.
is that the old Prince
This-
Spaghetti
the black
factory?
building is the Prince Spaghetti plant.
Okay.
Did they get rid of the. They were supposed to get rid of that dirt pile too, right? They probably still haven't.
Well, this is last June, so all this stuff's changed.
Yeah, there's probably 4 more generators out there.
Do not know. But I knew this neighborhood pretty good because my wife, I used to date her, and she lived right next door to this thing.
Oh,
So we used to cut through, I would take my bike, come down this street here and walk up through this little patch of woods, and I'd be at her house. Skip a lot of the bike path. There wasn't any, but skip a lot of my pedaling. Just cut through the little forest they had.
look at that.
So the black building was originally Brent's Macaroni Cement Plant, and I don't know what other buildings were there. That's it, kids.
Okay.
I got like 30 or 40 videos.
So,
My treasurer just texted me and, hey bud, obviously he's up watching. He said supposedly they passed approval without detailed generator specs. So I guess that was the big thing, that they just said generators, but they didn't really get into details of it.
so oil is not flowing through the Straits of Hormuz. Solutions are not obvious, but there's a Marine Amphibious Task Force en route and a little over a week out. So,
Comment from the audience, it's incredible that the city council approved the Markley project. Hopefully, the citizens of Lowell will be more vocal when it comes to Front Runner City. That's from Jay.
I hope so too, because back then they approved 19 generators, and they're not even there yet. I believe it was 19 generators that approved by the council way back when. So I heard that, I don't know if it was in your notes or just in my
This
rabbit
is
hole.
down Hampton Beach, if you don't know where Hampton Beach is. They got a new bridge project going on, and this is what it looked like the end of the summer last year, July 3rd. Not much has changed. They're moving at the speed of government on this bridge.
They got it pretty, the price on that compared to, projects down here was pretty affordable.
Well, it'll be done before anything here. I mean, New Hampshire doesn't fool around. They just get it done.
Who was talking about, I think it was, the mayor was on here with you, and he was saying that how they don't have prevailing wages up there. It makes things more affordable too.
New Hampshire's a different animal, and no income tax, no sales tax. And Massachusetts would do well to eliminate the sales tax for just 10 miles in. Whatever community's 10 miles in, no sales tax.
New Hampshire smartened up though, because a lot of the border towns,
Yeah,
before you could cross the border and you could still get a pack of smokes for $5, $6. And then when they did the huge tax, I think it was the Balpatrick, now it's like $13 a pack down here. They jacked their prices up. So if you want to get a good deal on smokes, you really have to go into New Hampshire. Anywhere else is costing you $10 a pack up there
well,
now.
Cliff, you go to the base, right? Do you know how much cigarettes are at the base? You ever notice? Okay, get cheap at the base. My brother Joe used to get cigarettes at the base. Wicked cheap.
yeah, that's true, because you're not paying all those taxes.
Oh yeah, they beat you over the head with those down here now.
So again, what we're looking at, this is the Hampton Beach Bridge last July. So back over to you, Cliff.
Okay. So in Iran, I don't see any obvious candidates to be the one to take over and cut a deal with President Trump. So I don't know how that's going to work.
Not with the regime that's in place.
Back here in the United States, we haven't had any terrorist attacks in the last few days, so that's good. But you need to always be aware and be prepared to run, hide, or fight. It's up to you as individuals. when the threat is right there, the police are a couple of minutes away, so it's on you.
That's definitely something we need to push a little more. If you see something, say something, especially when
Yeah.
it comes to that, because excuse me, seeing some suspicious activity and pointing it out, or even just as you calling it out or whatever, can make a difference. Whether people look at that attack you talking about earlier, 14 dead, was it 6,200 injured?
Yeah.
I mean, you can make a difference, especially with something like this in the times we're in right now.
Yes, that's exactly right. So Eileen,
Yes, Cliff.
all right. So we talked about this, but didn't talk about it about 2 weeks ago. The term matrescence, which refers to the intense biological, psychological, and social changes a woman undergoes throughout pregnancy, birth, and postpartum.
Yes, I agree. It's horrible, all of it. It's not enjoyable.
It's not? Yeah, so it's
Some
a real
women
thing.
love being pregnant.
You what?
I said some women love being pregnant.
Yeah.
Sorry about that background noise. Some women do love being pregnant and keep getting pregnant. And I say all the power to them.
Well, so, have you ever asked Anthony if he enjoyed, had any sense of if he enjoyed it?
Well, Cliff,
Yeah, I know he did. He needed an eviction notice.
did you enjoy when you were in your mother's room?
I don't remember anything before about the age of 5.
Understood. How about you, Jose?
Not that far, no. But I do remember when I was a kid living in Mexico, before I came here. I didn't realize it till we went to visit, and we were walking down the street, and bakery smell triggered memories. And when I told my mom, she's like, "How in the heck do you even remember?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this lady, she used to be right there. She'd give me a treat after we dropped my brother off at school." She couldn't believe it. I couldn't either. But the smell triggered the memory.
Yeah.
10 years later. It's just fascinating. But no, I don't go back that far into the womb. No. That's a tough one.
At the break, we're going to change some microphones.
So,
Batteries are dying.
Eileen, did
It's
you
at the top of the
all of them?
stairs.
No, that one's already
Oh,
done.
yes, Cliff, sorry.
did you make it to school committee?
I did, but virtually.
Ah. So, how was it?
Intense at times. I think that Fred had a motion on that I know was talked about a great deal. A lot of the people, it was like an automatic renewal clause and an extension, but the assistant superintendents ended up getting only 1 year contract, and whatever their original salary on that contract is, they're not going to get a mid-year or end-of-year increase. So it's going to stay that way because we're in hard times. And then we're going to go back and figure it out next year, which I think will be good because all of the contracts kind of align next year. So finance, the superintendent, and the 3 assistant superintendents will be up again next year.
So no raise this year, maybe next year.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway from what
Yeah.
you just said.
We're in hard times. Everybody has to, take a little loss.
Eileen, we always blow all the dough we have. And I get famous saying, we power piss the money away. That's why we're broke. We don't live within our means. And then we have the city council that says, oh, that's money to throw away. That's just federal money.
Oh, yeah.
We throw that away. When you have a city council, and that's the kind of attitude they have, it's taxpayer money. It's all taxpayer money.
Whether it comes out of our property tax or our federal tax, it is all taxpayer money.
Correct.
I mean, one way or another. Eileen, and correct me if I'm wrong, I read online that, social media, that a big part of it was that there was a lot of there was some permanent jobs created with the ARPA money. Now that the ARPA money's gone, now we're sitting here, trying to scramble to cover those jobs, those positions.
Right. On the school side, yes, it was the ARPA funding. So the city is going to have cuts. And on the school side, it was the ESSER funding that we had tons of. And that's now run out. We were able to create 274 extra jobs with the ESSER money. I feel like because of COVID, our kids have even more issues now. I think that our schools have adjusted to those amount of staffs. I think the last place I would ever want to cut is in the classroom. So I think we need more staff, if anything, in the classroom.
You know what would be helpful, Eileen? What would be helpful is ask the superintendent for the salaries of everybody in the administration. And then you'll see where the dough's really going.
And I mean, that's all public, regardless, right? Because of the budget book, right? That's
Well,
out there.
Eileen, respectfully, okay? That's all public. That's like I say, go look in the ocean, John. Go look in the ocean. It's public.
I can help
true.
you.
No, you just ask the superintendent, Mr. Superintendent, give us a list of all administration salaries.
I don't
Right.
disagree with you, because you are right. It is like go find me a fish in the ocean.
Because people in administration are not going to get laid off. They're going to kick teachers out the door.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, Eileen. So out of those 274 jobs that were created with the ESSER money,
Yeah.
how much of them were actual in-classroom jobs as opposed to administrative jobs where we know, not all of them, but any given time, one administrative job can probably pay for 2 teachers or 3 paras So how many, and I get it if you don't know off the top of your head, but were they in-classroom jobs or were they more?
So for the most part, we had enough money to be able to put like positive behavior. It did go, the majority of that did go towards the classroom and helping with the students. So I would have to say that there wasn't much, I don't think there were many jobs that were created at all at Central. But again, because that vote on Wednesday was so intricate, like we do need people at the helm, and we do need to start going through this budget and get through it. So I honestly, I kept going through. I asked ChatGPT a ton of questions. I'll send it to you, John, the one that I have, because I didn't know. Like, it's not that I don't want those assistant superintendents. I want to be smart and strategic about what we're doing, and let's see where this is going to most affect first.
I got a comment from Jay. Respectfully, the education system in this country has been failing since the Department of Education was created. That's from Jay.
Which leads to the question, if we abolish the federal
You gotta move
Department,
closer to the mic, Cliff.
if we abolish the federal Department of Education, how many administrative slots will become redundant and we can get rid of them? Does anybody ever talk about that?
No, because their sister works there.
I thought they did shut down the Department of Education.
My
when-
kid works there. Leave that alone. That's where my kid works.
Go ahead, Eileen.
So I do think since they created the Federal Department of Education, it did cause a lot more convolutedness with the funding and so forth, and it made room more than anything for them to waste our money actually and go from curriculum to curriculum and so forth. And I don't think that's been helpful. It was brought up the other night at the meeting. How many times have we changed curriculums with new superintendents? And that's never good. I'm going to send you in Messenger a couple of different things that I did. Just to even ask ChatGPT, honestly, because I was lost. Like, I know we needed to move on with these assistant superintendent contracts so we could also get to the rest of the year and see what's really going to happen. But it was a hard decision because we're given these top-up positions starting at $180,000 at least. Yeah, and
In a city where the average pay is 45 grand.
In my district, it's under 40. Wow, that's
Eileen,
a lot of
Yes.
dough.
did you guys talk at all about the decision for the Air Force ROTC to go uniformless and other security issues related to the current conflict?
no, we did not talk about that.
No. That's too bad.
That is a lot of money, and that's not even the top paid position, right? That's just pretty much the assistant.
Yeah.
This is what Eileen just sent me.
Go ahead.
The 30-second version. The amendment is about fairness. What amendment are you talking about here, kiddo?
No, I mean, if we're experiencing insecurities, then everybody needs to be a little bit insecure right now, even those assistant superintendent positions.
So John was asking, what amendment is this that you sent them over talking about?
Oh, I was asking what type of amendment to Fred's motion would be appropriate, essentially.
Okay.
Because like there was an automatic renewal clause in the original motion that Fred put out, which nobody should ever have an automatic renewal clause.
Sorry, Eileen, we got to go to break. We'll be back. So when you take them out, the standing up one.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the City Life Show. I'm Cliff Krieger, your host. Eileen Delrossi, my co-host, is On the phone,
Morning.
we have Jose Cervantes
Welcome.
with us today.
Yeah, go
And
ahead.
just coming in the door is Melanie Gilbert. And
She gotta get her coffee and all kinds of good stuff yet. She brought goodies.
I brought goodies.
Oh,
I'm gonna scoot in here real quick,
the curse is broken.
but there's two goodies in here. One is for all of us, including you. And then one is for you to take home, Jose.
Oh, thank you.
Because I feel like I've neglected you.
I appreciate that. Thank
Finally
you.
fixed the fryer.
Oh, I know we had a couple of concerned. Oh, hold on, I don't want to be crinkling this. We had a couple of concerned viewers last time that the curse was far too real. The donut curse of Jose.
I know, but now we have righted the ship.
There we go.
And who likes coconut in here?
Me.
Said I
Me.
have a coconut donut.
You're the best. Get yourself a
There you
microphone,
go. I
kid.
knew there was somebody. I couldn't remember who it was. I thought it might be Eileen.
You need a microphone.
I'm gonna move these chairs a little bit. Oh, and Jose, sorry to jump in on your oh my goodness, I gotta like get all my winter stuff off. Happy spring.
Yeah.
So I was watching our show from 2 weeks ago, and I realized, because Cliff and I were Zooming, you and John were here in the studio, but I realized I couldn't hear you. I wasn't talking over you to be a jerk.
Oh.
I couldn't hear you from Zoom, but on the recording, I could definitely hear you. Trying to get a word in edgewise as I just ran my motor mouth, and so I just wanted to apologize.
No, thank you for that.
I don't normally talk over people, but
No,
I
it's
couldn't
all right.
hear you. Sorry.
I knew it was the
technical
Zoom thing. Yeah, I
malfunction.
was like, maybe I should have stayed home and stayed on the
Yeah.
Zoom too. But I
So-
wanted to keep John company.
so Melanie is with the Lowell Sun as a reporter, and I'm glad she showed up. I was beginning to worry because my first question had to do with the National Council of Teachers of English pressuring teachers and professors to drop the requirement that students learn to speak and write standard American English. So, which I think we all benefit from. So, Melanie, what's the standard in the newspaper business? The Chicago Manual of Style?
Yes. And each news, when I worked at the Detroit News, we had our own internal book. So every news organization sort of has its own style. For instance, at the Lowell Sun, we don't capitalize Commonwealth, but a lot of news organizations do, but we don't. So when I migrated from Arlington, where my editor used to work for the Boston Globe, I had to learn like a whole different, in that paper, we did the Oxford comma. At the Lowell Sun, we don't do the Oxford comma. So,
Could you explain to the unwashed what the Oxford comma is?
well, I'm a fan of the Oxford comma because I think there are some linguistic things that without that, it's unclear. So if you said red, white, and blue, it would be red, comma, white, comma, and blue. And we just do red, white. We do red, comma, white, and blue.
The way it should be.
Oh, you're not an Oxford comma person?
No.
I just found out I'm an Oxford comma person.
Yeah, because otherwise it's red and blue. Or red, white, and blue. So what is that?
What the hell are you talking about? Okay, I just went to AI and asked it the Oxford comma, a serial comma.
Yeah, an optional.
It's an optional comma placed before the coordinating conjunction. Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Sister Superior.
I do that while I text. Oh, man.
Yeah, so there are, the language is an evolving thing. And, the kids don't even learn cursive anymore.
Yeah.
My kids did not learn cursive in school. And I taught it to them because I said, you're going to have to sign documents. And I'm pretty sure you can't print your name. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can.
You can make an X.
My great-grandmother was illiterate.
You can have a mark. And looking at some of my friends' signatures on their checks,
Yeah. They might as well put an X.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandmother voted with an X. She was a voter, and I remember going with her to the polls when I was like yay high, and she would just mark that ballot with a big X, and that was sufficient. So,
So what do you got in the box, kid?
all right, I am going to tell you. Thank you for asking, John.
Well, otherwise, no one will eat them.
I mean, these things are so big they can't even get the lid shut.
But where did they come from?
This is a Gale Ann's, so I don't want to touch them, but
That's
there's
okay. You're pure.
look at those monsters. There's 6 of them in there. So I have coconut, I have chocolate glazed, I have regular glazed, Boston cream. I think you're a Boston cream man, right? All right, Boston cream, sugar, and then sprinkles.
Those are
So
some
let me
big,
grab some.
big donuts.
Are these napkins right here? I'll
Yes.
flip them over. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get. They are big donuts. I mean, she does not go cheap, and they're open bright and early.
Well, they look dandy. Thank you. So please proceed, Cliff.
Yeah.
Here's
So,
Boston cream. He might
I
need a
want to
minute.
talk about state
We're going to
police.
eat donuts. You can keep reading history.
All right, Cliff. There you go. We'll pass that over to him.
Oh my goodness.
I know, seriously.
Good thing I went to the gym over the weekend. Holy smokes.
And then I'm gonna
So
grab.
State Police Sergeant Scott Quigley.
Oh my gosh, what a nightmare, right? That guy.
Yeah.
That was. I'm gonna give John his coconut.
Thank you, Melanie.
You're welcome, sir.
Thanks very much.
Oh, your hands are nice and warm, John. Is that the coconut? Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
All right. And then Jose, you can dive in whenever
This
you're.
could be a tire on my car.
Those
So
two
big.
guys that are on trial for murder almost got released from jail.
I know. Well, it goes all back to that OJ. You can't be an investigator and be compromised because all your cases can be compromised then. Should I just leave this here for you?
Yeah, we'll just close it right now.
Close it for now?
Yeah.
Making a
I'm
huge
one-
mess.
I am a weirdo where I have a hard time eating around
I got
people.
2 comments from the audience. 274 jobs created out of thin air. Why can't we afford to pay them today if we could afford to pay them yesterday? My taxes didn't go down. They went up. Second comment. Actually, Cliff is a Bavarian cream guy, but they are
That's
hard to
right.
find. That's from Bart.
Well, you say Bavarian cream, I say Boston cream, like, tomato.
No, they're different.
Oh, they are different? What's
Yeah.
it, taste-wise?
A custard. The Bavarian's kind of a custard.
Oh,
And it's got white powdered sugar on it instead
Okay.
of chocolate.
okay, all right. I don't think she makes Bavarian, sorry. It's just the Boston cream.
So
Which are much better.
I like Boston cream, so you'll have to let me know how that, you've had it before, right? The Boston cream? Okay, all right.
she does a good job.
I will let her know. She's there every day. And, well, every Friday that I go in. And she sits there in her chair and she holds court. She's probably 80, 85, maybe older, but she shows up and she represents.
That's awesome.
She runs the show. Gail Ann is right there.
I'm excited.
She's the donut girl?
She's the owner.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a comment from Jay. Good morning, Melanie. Remember, those donuts can be used as flotation device.
Exactly. Good morning, Jay. Always good to hear from you. I know. I won't be a flotation device after I eat one of these things.
So how does it look from the reporter's perspective? How is this trial going? Are these young men going to get off?
It's a tough one. If he's the main witness and they don't have anything else, possibly. I mean, that's what I was referring to the OJ case. I mean, I think OJ did it, but that Mark Furman calling people the N-word on official business and, the evidence was compromised. I mean, there was all sorts of craziness. If your chain of custody is compromised, then your case is compromised. Then it moves to a circumstantial versus evidence-based case, and that's up to the jury, and then the jury has a lot of leeway. So maybe, I mean, this guy I can't remember how the Herald got that tip, But these are all allegations, but there are numerous allegations of driving drunk while on duty and causing crashes, in his cruiser. So I imagine the defense is going to hammer that. I would think if you're a defense attorney, why not go for broke and see if the DA will cut a deal at a minimum, not go to trial. But I don't know.
Now, and speaking of the DA, is the Middlesex DA's office implicated in the Quigley imbroglio or not?
Yeah, I do. I mean, either way, it's like being a parent. You can't know everything. And parent-child is different because, kids don't want to rat out their siblings. But she should...
Sometimes they do.
Yeah, sometimes they do. I mean, the level of harm, I think would determine the response. But she claimed she didn't know. She held a press conference and said, I had no idea this was going on, which I think makes her look bad, honestly. I like Marion Ryan. I think she's a great show person for the DA's office, but I think how did that happen for years and years and years? She didn't hear any scuttlebutt? That girl needs to get out more.
Yes.
She was the last one to know, in other words, and that's not a good look for the head law enforcement officer for Middlesex County.
No, not at all.
We saw her on Saturday at the breakfast at Lindsay's.
I mean, she shows
was
up,
there.
right?
Yeah.
She comes out to these things. She comes out to the domestic violence.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? The ribbon, white ribbon. So she's really good at community events. When people go missing, she's front and center.
No, she's definitely an active DA.
Yeah.
Like, I seen her so many different... Now she sees me and right
Yeah.
away, my friend.
Yeah. No,
She
she knows how to work a crowd.
oh yeah.
Melanie, you still writing the column or no?
Yeah, I didn't while I was on vacation.
Because the guy who got running, talking about the bat for the whole Lowell section was like a waste of
Oh, what was
Text.
that?
last weekend. The column from last weekend.
Oh.
All he did was
I-
talk about the bat.
I was
the bat
impressed.
in the city. I see. Yes.
I was impressed with the research that went into that, and how he pointed out that the city council handled it exactly wrong.
Exactly. I mean, bats fly by sonar because they're blind. Blind as a bat, and they turned out the lights. I mean, I don't know. I would have boogied on out of there. I wouldn't have waited for
The
it
only
to
way
land
you
on
can
my
get
neck.
the only way you can get rid of a bat is you have to take out all the draft sources in the room
Yeah.
and open one window. Close all the doors, open one window, and the bat will fly out the window.
That's my method for getting a housefly out of the house. I isolate it, then I trap them in the window.
It finds
Yeah,
the
just-
draft.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they find the window, and then you slam the window down, and then it's, they usually find those little peepholes or seepholes and get themselves out.
You know
In
what's
the younger
wicked cool,
days.
but it's hard to find, is that sticky paper. You used to have a sticky with a tack, and you just pull it down.
I gave them A for effort because those ceilings, were you at that meeting? Were you?
No.
Okay,
no.
well, you're lucky there, but I gave them A for effort because those ceilings, of course, it's a 2-story structure. in
Well, it
that
came
room.
out of the ceiling. It came out of the,
Oh, so they have bats in the belfry?
that chandelier is attached with a rope. When they change the light bulbs, there's a pulley in the attic,
Okay.
and they just pulley that chandelier down to the
Oh,
floor of the
interesting.
chamber, and they change the light bulbs.
Okay, and so the bat came along with it at one
No,
point?
the bat came out of that hole.
I had a bat in my house one time. It must have flown in when I was taking out the trash. I used to leave the door open when I would take out the trash and recycling. I don't do that anymore. And it flew right in, and I was just sitting there reading, and I was like hearing this fluttering. It's like, oh my gosh, is it a bird? Because I've had birds in my house too that have gotten in. And no, it was a bat, which I thought was weird because it was nighttime. And then it was a bat, but I was able to shoo it into the kitchen and close the kitchen door. And then, it was very complicated. I went outside and opened the back door, and then I came back in and I got a broom and I shooed it out.
My last
So-
encounter with a bat was, I was up on stage and taking out, demoing a chimney. And I grab a brick and I go like this, and the chimney was in such bad shape, it was only the little bit of mortar in the front holding it together. I go like that, and this thing's like on its back, sleeping under the brick,
No.
just looking at me. You know,
Because
when-
it was daytime, right?
they are, when you actually get, really close to one of them, like I was, like,
Yeah. Did you have gloves on?
no.
No, right, right.
They are creepy looking.
They are with their skeletal
yeah,
wings.
like in the face, like it just looked at me like.
Yeah. No, it's
We both just stared at each other. I'm like, oh my god, like what the heck? Like,
Looking at Lowell City Hall, this whole area is open to the public
Oh, that's a good
all
right.
the time. That's open, and there's a lot of windows on the third floor or the fourth floor. You can see all these windows. Whether they're tightly closed or not, I have no idea. But that's our beautiful City Hall. It has plenty of wind up there. Probably been 20 years since I went up there, but
my daughter was just asking me if she's like, Dad, a lot of people at City Hall. Do you think that you could talk to somebody for us to go up there and take a little tour? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look into that.
Make sure it's during the
Mi-
daytime.
Mr. Mayor, if you're watching, just saying.
you want a tour where?
But she wants to go up there to the
To the belfry?
Yeah, to the
Oh, okay.
watchtower, because we had she's a member of the Friends of the Disability Board, so we were
Oh,
over
your daughter
there.
is?
Yeah.
Wow. good for
14
her.
and getting
Yeah,
involved.
representing.
Well, if
Yeah.
you look at how much step climbing you have to do, this is the top floor, so scoot down a little bit here.
And how did you get up there, John?
There's a ladder. There's ladders and steps, and not as easy as it looks. I would go up there with Gary Balser. We would film the City Lights Parade out
Oh.
of these windows here.
Oh, good one. So that's the third floor, that's the attic space, that's where the
Yep.
law department is?
No, law department's one floor down.
Oh, so that's like 3.5 stories. Okay.
It's the attic.
The attic. Oh, yeah, I've
And
never
it's
been there either.
loaded with junk. When I was up there, I don't know if it got cleaned up, but it's loaded with papers, voting cards, and all kinds of stuff is in that attic.
I hear every couple of years, or maybe it's every couple decades, I don't know, they go they go up there and they clean it out.
But you just look at all the windows they have, and I can see how a bat could get in.
Yeah.
But if your daughter wants to walk up here, there's an elevator to this floor.
Oh, there is?
Yep, to this. There's an elevator that brings you right up to this floor here.
Oh, interesting.
Then you have to walk up here.
That might deter her a little bit.
It
from
was
wanting
too.
to go
It
up
was too
there.
cold. It was too cold and windy. When Gary Balser brought me up, it was too cold and windy. I says, Gary, there's no way we're going to shoot up here. It's too cold, too windy. Let's use a window, so we're protected. Because the City Lights Parade, it can be below zero.
Oh,
So is that clock on all four sides? That's a four-facing clock, four-sided clock?
I believe it is. Yeah.
And so you walk past that mechanism, you walk up a
Yep.
gangplank of some sort right between it?
I don't
Okay.
remember exactly all the details, but I remember looking out here and going
That's
like,
really cool.
it's too cold.
as a Mason, and I'm sure just as a regular person, I love it. Every time I'm there.
Yeah.
Like I'll go outside, catch a little air during the meeting, listen to it in my headset, and I just find myself at different section of the building every time, just staring at it.
Yeah, it's pretty
just
amazing, the
Such a
stained
beautiful
glass, yeah.
building.
So do you have a view of Mount Wasachusett? Is that how you say it? What? From here? Or is that the wrong
Yeah, I think so. If I pan, I'll put this back up.
hand to the left?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could see that. We ran a picture by Rob Mills where he was up on East Merrimack Street shooting out, and he got a. But it's supposed to get up to 54 today.
I lucked out. My bedroom, it's the street-facing room in the apartment, and I'm telling you, any given time, it is colder in that room than it is outside.
Oh my gosh.
So the other day I went to Target and we usually have a little space heater. They have these Vornado space heaters. They're like $100.
Oh,
but
yeah.
they're on sale, 50% off
Wow. Where?
at Target.
Okay.
I bought one, brought it home. The thing, within 5 minutes, the room temperature went up 4 degrees,
Wow.
which is huge. But it just so happened it was the other night when it went down to 18 degrees. I slept like a baby. Like I mean, we have a different one, but it's like our backup one, like the
Yeah.
old big ones there. With that little one, it's this big, shuts off on its own, got a remote and everything. Oh, and for $50.
Oh, so you can program it?
Yeah, you set
Oh,
the
that's
temperature,
nice.
you set the time. It's one of those, like if you even tap it, it shuts off, so it's safe.
John, I think did you just pass, because it's probably still a little too, not cloudy,
No,
but
it's way up west.
it's further west? Okay. Because it's a little, not misty, what do you call it?
See this guy right here?
You are so close in, I guess so. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't look like.
This is the former Lowell State, UMass Lowell building on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
So looking up towards the Highlands.
Yeah, right.
But again, Markley, notice all these chimneys. See, Mark, if you're watching this morning, Markley, chimney, you need a chimney over there.
All right, Cliff, what else do you have for us? So I'm a fan of cursive
You didn't even eat your donut. You should have eaten your donut when we
because I
were
think
over
it's,
here ranting on.
Well, I wanted to be ready to jump into the major mixed-use development coming. Is this going to finally take care of filling up the
HDIC, Cliff, it's happening. It's going down. I should have done a TikTok, but I ran out of room. So parcel one, I'm spitballing here, but parcel one was the courthouse. There were 15 parcels on that
Yes.
15 acre. So parcel one was the courthouse, let's say. Parcel two is Salapoli's garage. Parcels 2, 3, and 4 are by Utopia Park. Parcel 5 is across the street from the Lowell, UMass Lowell Innovation Hub. Not adjacent to parcels 2, 3, and 4, but catty corner to it. And then, I don't remember, parcels 6 and 7, I think were the old Wind Company, Wind Company apartments. So that's 6 and 7, and then 7 and 8, I'm sketchy here, but 7 and 8 is going to be where Wynn is going to develop more housing across from their 201 canal. And then 9 is going to be Wexler, and I can't remember what 10 through 15 are, but you know, it's all on paper in a way that it hasn't been since 2008 when Trinity Financial made its pitch. So I think 2008, which was unfortunate, was because of the recession, so nothing was going to happen. It was a great idea, but it was overcooked and, you know, underfinanced, I think.
Front page of the Sun today.
There you go. Look at that beautiful thing. Yes, a new major mixed use. Thank you, John.
So
There's another picture
Look at
down
that.
here.
So that's Utopia Park in the lower left-hand corner, that silver thing. That's going to remain a public park with public access.
It's
Yes,
a parking lot
exactly.
now.
I took that picture from the very top deck of Lapoli's parking garage, which is great for vistas. I need to get a zoom camera, man, because you can, or you should get a camera up there, because that vista is, you have 360 of the entire city from that parking garage, and it's built on kind of a rise. You
Well,
know,
my
so-
wife cleaned the studio, and she put it in a good spot. So when
Kudos
she
to-
locates that good spot, I'll have
All
my
right.
good camera back.
So where your little
But I
hand
can
is,
drone it.
so where your little hand is, that's parcels 2, 3, and 4. Yep, and that's where Cabot, and Forbes is going to build a 6-story, that thing right there. And then behind it, from that visual, can you go to the next picture? Are you able to do that? And then on the right-hand side, that other rectangular lot is going to be a separate 6-story building built by.
All housing, no businesses.
Correct. Well, that unit, that parcel is going to be all housing. Correct.
This one right is all businesses, this build,
The one over far to your left where the red car is parked?
where I'm doing this.
Oh, that's the UMass Lowell Innovation Hub.
They don't own the building, they just lease it.
Right, but where your cursor is right now, that's going to be all housing. And then if you move your cursor all the way to the left where that red car is parked, that's going to be a mix of housing and commercial and retail.
Then we got the art over here, whatever this is,
The what?
the art. Oh, it's off your screen, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
See the little
Oh,
art
yeah,
guy?
right.
Whatever that guy is.
So that's city-owned, or state, I guess it's city-owned. So that park where that green space is public. And the company is going to maintain a walking path to that because it walks along the canal. So
Okay.
hopefully, I don't, this is very early stages. Historical review, if you don't get the historical permit, you're not building nothing. So they have to get that first, and they did. So now they can do zoning and planning and
So
whatever.
how much are these apartments gonna cost?
That will come out in later hearings.
Oh,
It'll be
But-
affordable to rich people.
Yeah, right, it's market rate. So it's not low income or affordable housing. This is strictly market
It's
rate.
incredible, like $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month.
Probably for one bedroom, and then go up from there. I mean, and they have amenities like a second floor pool, outdoor pool, a dog park, a billiard room. I mean, it's, it's kind of amazing. So if that goes up, it's going to be pretty fantastic. That's sort of the look and feel that's going on now. They're building all those three-tone buildings with a mix of, the facades are three-color with.
Well, what I like to ask is, what does the courthouse match? What does it match? For historical purposes, what does it match?
Nothing, and so those people, they're not building, why this project is affordable, it's only 155 million. Whereas the LHA's project, a couple blocks away, is gonna be like 180 million for 200 and some units. And the reason why is because they're not building parking. Because those people are going to park at Sal Poli's garage, which is at the bottom of our screen, you can't see
That's
it.
quite the hoof.
Yeah,
That's quite the hoof.
it makes it affordable. Building, I learned this by attending the zoning and planning board meetings. Zoning can add hundreds of dollars to each unit. So, I'm not zoning, parking. Parking can add hundreds of dollars to each unit. So they don't have to build parking, which is an amazing benefit for them. Since Salapoli already built his $26 million garage, which the other day I was there, that he has plenty of spots open, so that should fill up nicely.
Comment from the audience, great government term, market rate affordable to the average citizen is a bunch of bull fertilizer. Good point.
Yeah, well, market rate, yeah, affordability is a squishy concept.
It's a,
with-
it's a very foggy word.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it, very foggy. So when you say low income, there are there's like a definition around that. But market rate, I don't know what the basement is. I don't know what you could start at 2,000, go up to 5. I remember looking just for grins because I was curious. The Seaport was building, you remember the Seaport was nothing but, it looked like that parcel that you just showed. It was all dirt and scrub when I moved here in 2005. And now it's completely built up, and they had an open house of their luxury housing, their apartment. And I thought, well, I know I can't afford that, but I'm going to go, kick the tires. It was nuts. And the unit, the cheapest unit was $5,000 for a studio.
That is.
I mean, it had amazing views of the Boston Harbor, and it was gorgeous. The amenities were not to be, were just unbelievable. But $5,000, I was sort of thinking, who are those people? Like, I would never. I'm too cheap for that. In fact, today, I'm so cheap, I drove my son's little car, which has 147,000 miles on it, because that car, I could fill that car up with $20 worth of gas.
That's especially with the gas prices.
And
now.
with the gas prices doubling, well, not doubling yet, but they were I think I paid $2.69 before the war. Now it's almost $4. So I said to Brian, he's home on spring break, I said,
Coming back to Biden times.
well, yeah, it's gone up. I know, I want to put a sticker with Trump. I did this. And I said, buddy, I got to take your car because that's, that car is so old, it's like 22 years old, that it has the kind of radio that you can press a button and take it out.
Oh, that's
'Cause
pretty.
remember back in the days?
Oh yeah, I remember those.
When
radios.
there
Those
were all those thefts of the radios, they would bust your window
Yep.
and rip out your radio. So car manufacturers started making radios that you could pop out.
The Kenwoods Kenwood Pioneer. Those.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So you can press this button, pop it out. It detaches from all the fuses
That's
and the
so cool.
connections. Yeah. So
Those were
that's
good
what
times.
if people see me tooling around in a little Honda, I can't even remember what it's called, Honda Accord. That's me saving my money.
Hey, you gotta save any way you can.
Yeah.
I must have missed a whole generation there. I don't remember pop-out radios.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't. Maybe they weren't. Maybe
2000s, maybe
Exactly.
late 90s, 2000s. That was a
Right.
big thing.
because I was commuting to New York in that time, and so I didn't own a car. But people were telling me I was couch surfing with friends 3 days a week while I was working, looking for a place. And friends told me, they would park their car on the street, and they'd come out, and they'd find their windows smashed and their radio stolen, because that was the height of the crack epidemic.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a cheap and easy way, and it's a low threshold crime. I don't know what it was then, but even today in Lowell, I think the property crime, it has to be over, what, $1,000? I have to check on that. But, so if you smash and grab something $300, you're probably gonna get a slap on the wrist, is my point. So, back then,
It's
the
like
radios.
California.
Yeah, so back then the radios were low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna be caught on number one, and if you are, your charge is gonna be nominal and you're gonna walk. So in the meantime, you can get your fix.
Quick
So-
up $100 and let's
It-
go.
right,
I
exactly.
remember that time where literally it was a nightly thing.
When
Somebody
you
was
saw-
getting.
Do you remember walking down the street and there would be
Oh, yeah.
glass all over the place?
Yeah,
Like
it
shards
was
of the
Caught
safety
it. Oh,
glass.
they forgot to take the face off their radio.
Exactly.
Like, literally, that's where that was the thought, like.
So I gotta take a picture of that dashboard, because this
That's
one
pretty
still
cool.
has the pop-out radio, which
And
just
they-
makes me laugh.
They don't make sound systems like they used to. You know, I'm one of those now where I remember before it was a whole different level of audio. Everybody was into it. You know, you brought up gas, so what was it, 110 a barrel? There's people that are predicting that we're gonna hit 200 a barrel for crude oil.
That would ruin, think about that.
A couple months ago, that was not, you didn't think about that. Like,
Well-
no way, even $100 a barrel with the way things were going. It's like, maybe.
A story I'm going to write on today for tomorrow's paper is National Grid asking for a rate hike,
Yeah.
through DPU. And just the other day, I was looking on Amazon. I want to get motion lights. I usually turn on my back and my front porch lights, and I run them all night. But because that's the way I grew up. But we always left our porch light on. But with the electricity, I'm burning 8 hours of electricity on two fixtures for what? To pay, it's probably $1 a night.
Motion sensitive is better.
I'm going to use a motion sensor. So I'm looking for the ones, they make them now, you can screw them in. And they turn on,
You kidding me? Now they just come with like a little piece of tape, and you solar lights. You literally just
Yeah,
stick them
yeah,
wherever you want,
right.
and they charge solar powered. You don't
They
have
have
to
a
wear
camera and all kinds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and literally you just take the sticky pad.
oh,
off,
the
put it
solar
wherever
power
you
is a
want.
really good one. Yeah, my garage light is solar
Like 20
powered, but I
bucks
should do
nowadays.
that.
There's
Yeah,
so much,
no, it's
like,
nuts.
Before, just the idea of putting a light outside, you were talking getting electricity, big money. Now,
Right.
literally $20, you just
Peel and stick.
stick it anywhere
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want. I have that in my kitchen. We used to keep the bathroom light on.
Yeah,
You get up in the middle of the night, it's dark, the bathroom's usually in the center, so it kind of
Yeah.
illuminates the rest of the house. Went and bought a couple lights. They
Mr.
were-
Beams. Did you buy Mr. Beams?
No, these were at Marshall's,
Yeah, yeah.
and stuck it right on the wall. So now the second I walk in, open my bedroom door, I have one right there, lights up the whole living room. I walk into the kitchen, lights up the whole kitchen, and I just one eye open, light the way to the light the way to the
refrigerator.
bathroom or the refrigerator. That's
Jose, we're gonna go back to Cliff. You should change your batteries.
okay, yes sir.
Oh, mine's
So-
fully charged, so there.
So, does your son go to
So that's, I guess, what that's for.
school out of state?
No, he goes to Westfield State. Both my kids go there.
Yeah.
In fact, my daughter will graduate in April.
How's
So-
her foot?
It's better. She's out of the cast, and she's in the boot, which she hates. Excuse me, she hates, and she's supposed to be doing her exercises, and I don't think she is. So she worked yesterday. She works as a assistant manager at Walgreens, and she said she called me up when she got home. I always say, let me know when you get in, because she was working nights. And she says, "Oh, Mama, my foot is killing me." I said, "Well, elevate, ice, and do your PT." So thank you for asking. She's out of the cast, which is good, but that boot, yikes! That thing is a stinky mess.
Did she ever get the foot warmer?
No, because she ended up getting the cast off, and so she could put a sock on inside the boot. So
Good.
she was good. But I'm glad when that's going to be resolved, because she's got to walk across the stage to get her diploma, and she can't do that in that boot. Well, she
Yeah.
can, but it won't be fun.
So they're debating on the Senate floor the SAVE Act,
Right.
and Senator Patty Murray said it was bad because of college students. But
Oh, because of DACA? I haven't read that story yet.
Two comments, actually three comments from the audience.
Okay, bring it.
Even though the gas prices are high, will that make you think about buying an electric car? Next text, all the stuff that is being bought is made in China, even the MBTA trolley cars. Good point. And the last text in this group is from, how much is the courthouse blowing on electricity? They keep the lights on all night. That's from Bart.
Oh, do they? That's interesting. I'll have to look at. That's a great tip. I'll have to look at that. That's a huge space. What is that? 200 or 300,000 square feet? And you're right. There's a lot of dead space. I mean, it's beautiful, but all those hallways facing Thorndike are they're just for sitting and they're never full. Let me put it that way. So, it's not courtroom space, it's not office space, it's just public space, and it's huge. Have you been in that courthouse? It's gorgeous.
The one right here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's, it's a lot of what I call open, I don't know, it's like green space, except in a building. So that's a good tip. Electric cars, shockingly, are pretty affordable. But I think charging them might not be. Because, gas...
Cheaper than gas.
Yeah, but gas, fuel is how you get electricity. So, they don't get that electricity out of the air. They get it from gas that comes
Well,
from...
some generate their own with gasoline.
Yeah,
My wife's car does not generate any electricity at all. You've got to plug that puppy in.
but I mean, just to get the electricity from the plug,
Yep.
that electricity comes from gas. Like, that doesn't come from, that has to come from some sort of turbine
It comes off the grid.
Yeah, it comes off the grid, and the grid is powered by,
And it's the size of a dryer plug. That's how
Yeah,
much it
so-
takes, about as much as your dryer does.
yeah, I think that's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to watch if the gas prices go up.
But
I
yeah,
don't think
but your
electricity's gonna be
point-
cheaper.
I take from your point that your car may be electric, but you're still using likely fossil fuel to power it
Correct,
indirectly.
correct.
Yeah.
To get that electricity into your car uses fossil fuels.
But back to kids in school
All right.
and the SAVE Act. Shouldn't kids in college be voting at home by absentee ballot?
Yeah, mine are,
I mean,
yeah. I just got
they're
my
not
ballots the other day.
residents of where they're going to school, they're residents.
Well, they would be if they changed their license. Like, when I moved to Washington DC to go to school, I was so excited to be in Washington DC. I wanted a Washington DC driver's license. So I registered to vote and drive in DC. But you're not legally obligated to as a college
Where'd you
student.
go to school in D.C.?
Trinity College. It's in Little Italy. It's right across the street from Catholic University. And I think that's Northeast DC. It was,
Northeast, yeah.
yeah, it was run by the Sisters of Notre Dame. In fact, the woman who got me in was Sister Cecilia. I'll never forget her. She interviewed me, and because I was applying for Pell Grants and scholarships and all that, and she made that happen. I couldn't afford a private education, but I threw myself on the mercy of the Sisters of Notre Dame, and they took me in.
Comment from Bart, how much is a used electric car worth? I hear they are worth almost nothing on the used car market. They're worth the same value as a used car.
Are they? Yeah, that's a good question because of the battery life.
Because used cars are like crazily, I mean, when you go in and trade a car and they go like, oh, the piece of junk you brought in is worth 50 cents. Now look at this mighty fine vehicle you're looking at, it's $45,000.
Right. Well, I have
That's
heard
true.
that with electric vehicles, if you keep it for a long time and the battery dies, it's almost as much to replace the battery as it would be to buy a car. So here's a funny
But
thing.
you're talking 10 years.
10 years? It has a 10-year warranty? Oh, that's
No,
good.
there's no warranty, but Tesla
Yeah.
tells us her battery should last 10 years.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, so when I bought my son's car for $3,000 and I went to register it at the RMV, they said, oh, this car is worth $4,000. I was like, really? Because that's not what my purchase. I have the sales agreement. I brought it in. She goes, well, it doesn't matter. Our records say this is worth $4,000, so I had to pay extra tax. Then he got in a car accident, and the insurance company said, oh, this isn't worth paying out. it's only worth $1,000. I thought, oh my gosh, this is like a racket.
Yeah,
So we
no,
lost
it
money.
really is.
He had it for like a year, or a year and a half, but you lose money on these.
So on the SAVE Act, because I haven't had time to really sit down and read it, and I've heard different things, where it's going to keep 40 million people from voting and all this and that. What is it actually?
Now, Google, back in the bus up a little, Google says the Tesla battery is going to last 300 to 500,000 miles, 8 years is what they say.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
300 to 5. I mean, most cars don't last that long.
I mean, my son's car is 22 years old and it only has 147,000 miles on it, so that would take a long time to get.
Yeah.
All right, so what about the SAVE Act? What was your question, Jose?
You got to provide proof of citizenship to register to vote and an ID when you show up to vote. That's the SAVE Act.
Yeah, honestly,
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't either. I don't think that's a poll tax in the way that people are. For me, that's not a poll tax. I think showing ID is fine. I have had a couple times when I've gone to vote, and they were going to check off the wrong name, and I was like, no, I'm below that one. So I don't think there is widespread fraud, honestly, but I don't think it's a bad thing to just.
It'll shut everybody up.
Well, that's a good point.
And down in Washington, D.C., it's all about our side's got to win, don't you understand?
Yeah, just do.
Our side doesn't matter what we're fighting, our side has to win.
Yeah, just do.
But our side is the right side.
There you go. Exactly. Well, if
Well,
the
so you
Democrats-
say, I say we're the right side.
Well, if the Democrats win either the House or the Senate, or both, I think you're going to see President Trump become a Democrat. I think he likes winners. I don't think he's transactional. I don't think he really cares what party you belong to. I think if the Democrats win, he's going to.
He's a lame duck and he knows
No,
it.
he's always supported Democrats, always.
He was a Democrat for
yeah.
years and years,
I mean,
right?
he said it back to Oprah back in the 80s
Yeah.
that if he ever ran for office, he would run as a Republican because Republicans fall in line. Like, literally, there's audio of him saying that
Yeah.
in the 80s. And
Yeah, he's
obviously,
good at sniffing the wind.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
he sees where the
you say what
pocket.
you want about the guy, but he's definitely
he's a survivor.
yeah, I was going to say parasite, but survivor.
Well,
Same
I
difference,
love medieval history, and I always love to equate him to Henry VIII. Henry VIII did some crazy stuff back in the 1500s, where he was telling the Catholic Church to shove it,
Yeah.
and because he was, wanted to marry, he
Yeah.
wanted to divorce and remarry, and the Pope said, "Get lost," and he said, "No, you get lost," and that's how we ended up with the Anglican Church, and I think, and Queen Elizabeth, for that matter. So. I think having a history of renegade actors who go against the orthodoxy or the tradition leads to some unexpected outcomes. But, there are plenty of examples where his lords would pick one side and then they'd catch wind that, oops, I better go to this side. And
Fall
they
in
totally jump ship.
So
And you think they're disloyal or they're manipulators or this and that. They're survivors. And I think Donald Trump is a survivor. If the Democrats take either body or both, he will start to caucus with them. Because at his core, he likes winners, period.
yeah, the ego.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's always been like that.
And it's been a winning issue for him, which makes
Yeah.
this Iran, is it a war? I don't even know what it's called.
We'll call it conflict for now.
Right. It makes this Iran war troubling for him.
Although we got Marines on their way, so.
No, he said he's holding off on that.
I thought they were already.
Are they on
No,
their-
They're en route.
Oh yeah, no, they.
But I thought he said he's not going to deploy them. He's just going to stage them.
I mean,
Okay.
still, you're putting
Yeah.
1,000 Marines.
I'm sure they're going to get off the vote.
2,500.
2,500 and Marines are a different breed.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pull them out if you're not going to use them. They're going to go crazy.
Well,
and,
as we've learned with this president, it is until it isn't. You don't put them in unless you're going to use them. But he does
Yeah.
things differently. He might not use them. I think he's the guy who makes the rules. Period.
no, that's the thing.
So-
And then he has the support of just about all of the
All
Republican
those Republicans
Party.
because they
Yeah.
fell in line. So if this Iran war, if the gas keeps going up and he starts losing public support, he might decide that the Iran war, which he started, is not a winner.
Although we've seen people defect, Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Yeah.
what was his title? He worked. He just stepped down
Oh,
earlier in the
U.S.
week.
counterterrorism.
Yeah, he just stepped
Center
down earlier.
Director.
Kent? What was his name?
Joe Kent.
Joe Kent.
His wife lost her life. Paid the ultimate sacrifice in Iraq,
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
he's like, I can't support this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. His first fight.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
I do remember that
and
story.
he's like, we're getting into endless wars because that is exactly
Yeah.
what a war in Iran would be.
Yeah, that country is huge.
And they, I mean,
It'd be like bombing the United States.
I never.
How are you going to do that?
I just found out
successfully?
recently that Persia, that's Iran. Like they've
Yeah.
they've always called themselves Iran, but they are what
The Persian Empire.
nowadays we call Persia. And,
Yep.
the Greeks came in, everybody came in, but they've found a way to, up until recently where the Islamic, state was created, they've
Right.
always found a way to
Well, they have
Thrive.
a long history of fighting. They have
5,000
survived.
years.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
they survived Genghis Khan.
I'm not on the side of Iran, but I don't underestimate my enemies, and I
Oh.
don't think we should underestimate. And firepower alone, as we learned in Vietnam, isn't enough.
I said
We got a
it
lot of
earlier.
comments here from
Oh boy! All right, bring it.
DJ Cisco.
Hey, bud.
The biggest fight is the raises in the management of the police department, where we have very high, heavy salaries. Lack of transparency in law is connected to last names. Bats make creepy noises.
Just like politicians when they are exposed to the brightness of transparency. That's very funny.
How high are the walls going to be in the new development to hide the homeless, great gated community? Gentrification in Lowell downtown is the only way to force the homeless out. Back to you, kids.
Well, the Jam Corridor, supposedly they're going to do some stuff over
Have
there.
you seen, and you probably could get your camera on it, John, on Middlesex Street where they're building the Emery right across the street from the homeless shelter? It's
Yes.
It's amazing the progress he's made on that.
Oh, I drive by there. I use that cut through to go. My mom lives over here on Summer Street.
Okay.
So I don't go to the rotary. I cut through the
Right.
courthouse, screw the traffic, and
Oh yeah,
that-
you come right.
that happened overnight.
It
was
did.
like
It seemed like they were a long time
Yeah.
digging the hole and framing, and then all of a sudden, boom, the
Yeah.
5 stories or 4 stories, 4 or 5
it
stories.
was cold out, so I didn't leave the house for like a week, and then I left the house to go bring mom some groceries.
And
I
you're
was
gonna have
like,
new
"What the
neighbors.
heck?" Like,
Yeah.
the building was up. I'm like, are you kidding
Well, I
me?
think they had said, I don't quote me on this, but I think they had said like a May or June opening. So we'll see. They're really cranking on that. And once they finish the exterior, the interior is pretty easy.
Yeah,
Because they've already
that's-
got it all played, set in place. They just have to do the finishes.
So let's go back to Joe Kent.
All right, go back to Joe Kent. He's an
The
interesting,
former
interesting
director
character.
of U.S. counterterrorism who resigned because he opposes the war. But it turns out that before he resigned, he was under investigation for leaking classified information. Maybe to Candace Owens.
Do you believe that? I feel like that's resisting arrest. I feel like that's a spurious charge that they throw at people when they're mad at them.
Could be.
Loyalty checks, and if you fail, you get slandered.
You get slammed with leaks or.
What's the old saying? When you dance with the devil, that's just what
So
happens.
I don't know if that's true, but I think that's like.
So
resisting-
Melanie, on the development you're talking about, I can't cut through the trees to be able to see what you're talking about.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So, is there a question there about a connection to the Charlie Kirk assassination?
Oh, I didn't. I'm not up to speed on this one.
I mean, is Joe Kent a groyper?
What does that mean again? I can't remember. I've read that word term.
Groypers are the very far right-wing people like Candace Owens and
Charlie Kirk, right?
Tucker Carlson,
Yeah.
maybe Charlie Kirk. I don't think he's that far. But I think that's
Yeah, that whole, we haven't heard, at least that I'm aware of, I haven't seen any reporting on where that case stands with that shooting. of
Comment
Charlie.
from the audience, is it odd that General McCasland and his co-worker Monica Rez both vanished into thin air? We need UFO expert like Greg Pappas to come on the show.
Oh, Greg's a good guy.
I don't know when Greg's come. I got one more comment. If the Democrats win, the one thing they can expect is another impeachment garbage. The Democrats have no plan for the country.
I think that would be, I've said it here, where you have people bringing up federal issues when they should be talking about local issues. Like, your job is a local issue.
Right.
As a mason, I don't talk to you about roofs, And it's like, we spend so much time, Trump.
Yeah,
Find solutions to the problem.
yeah.
When I know somebody's stronger than me and we're going to arm wrestle on Friday, I don't sit there complaining about them. I hit the gym. I figure out, watch videos on techniques on how to, cheat or whatever, get the upper hand.
So to speak.
And the whole impeachment, again, would just be exactly that.
Yeah.
Work on solving some, pushing back, finding ways around.
They can't pay the gods of the hip with the TSA. They can't find a way to do that. Ripping those kids off that do TSA every day. Terrible.
I mean,
Thank you, what is her name? Lori Trahan.
they claim that they're.
Thank you very much, Lord. Ed Markey, Elizabeth Warren, fantastic job.
They didn't even go to the State of the Union, right? I don't think anybody did. I think.
Well, they couldn't get there because the TSA wouldn't let them on the
Well, I think a valid
They coulda
point in this
driven there.
impeachment thing is that the ruling party doesn't impeach their sitting president, which right there, no matter how egregious the behavior, so right there it tells you it's a political tool. Or weapon, not a tool. a
Party
weapon.
over people. It has
Right,
been that way a long
and
time.
so impeaching Trump it might make them feel good, but he is a lame duck and that's just dumb. Like, if you want to really impeach him, don't pass his legislation. If you have that kind of power, that's the way you exercise it. So one thing I will say, John, I'm going to stir the pot here, is that I want to give a shout out to Vanna Howard on her swearing in. It was a very emotional ceremony.
What do you think she'll do down there?
Well, what I can tell you that she's already done is that with her overwhelming mandate, with her return to office, I think people like her. I know you don't like her, but I think.
No, I don't think she's done anything.
But just stay
But
with
what
me
has
for a
she
second.
done by herself?
I think that she gives people confidence, and I think people trust her, and that is something that we do not.
Well, that's affordable.
But I'm telling you, that matters, and people like Vanna Howard, and they voted her
I
in.
don't
and-
dislike the gal. I just don't. I think she's useless.
But we have to start someplace, and we have to vote in, and people apparently voted her in against very incredible. I was surprised that Rodney
She
lost.
won by 2,000 votes,
Yeah, but that's pretty big in a special
and the
election.
other people got 500.
Right.
Wait.
The Democratic machine is fantastic.
3-1.
4.55% of the voters turned out.
Yes. So to what you said, Melanie. So let's hope that because people do trust her and people like her and all those great things you
Right.
said. Let's hope that she's not another letdown. Do your job.
There's no
Because
question.
if she
Boy.
doesn't do her job, that just adds on to
That's
why
the-
people aren't
that's
involved,
the
why
official
people don't
count.
vote, blah, 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 blah. We
But
go down that
Beacon
rabbit
Hill
hole.
is run by the Troika.
Right. Who all swore her in.
Healy, the Senate President,
Spilka.
and the Speaker of the House.
So do you think that
How do you say his name? Mariano?
Mariano?
Yeah.
Mariano.
Yeah. So do you think
Did you
that?
see him on TV? He made a complete fool out of himself.
Oh, I didn't see that.
He was on Channel 5, made a complete
Do we
fool
talking
out of
about
himself.
what?
The audit, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
I
they
seen a
should just
video of him in 2003 after the auditor came in, and they said, "Oh, the audit, blah 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 blah," and he goes, "It's unconstitutional. In Massachusetts, we decide, we make our own rules, and I'm deciding. Pretty much, he's like, I'm deciding. I deem it unconstitutional. So
Well-
because I say so, it's unconstitutional.
Right.
And you have reps here that said they would support her, that she helped get elected, by endorsing them, pictures, whatever, echoing that it's unconstitutional. At least just say, no, we don't want it because the speaker told me no.
Right. Well,
And I got
that's-
to be a good boy or a good girl and listen, and that's it. I mean, just be honest. And that's what I hope that Vanna does, that she goes there, she does a good job, she's transparent, and she tells the people how it is, because if not, you're just gonna continue this
No
hamster
question.
wheel of losing faith in the exam,
Right.
losing faith in the government.
We
We'll
know
just
why
have
Ed
to see.
Markey's a senator, right?
Tell us why you think he's a senator.
Because he was disruptive in the state senate, and they moved his desk out into the hallway.
Oh, is this real?
Yeah, I've
I
heard
did not
that.
know that.
I've heard that plenty of times. Yeah.
So he decided to run for U.S. senator.
Well, good for him. Maybe Diana DiZoglio will end up in running for Senate.
She was at Sakari Chow's
Right.
event on Friday,
At the Athenian, right?
and she went up there and she spoke, and she's something else.
So,
Like,
well,
I've
you
met her
know-
before, and before everything got heated like this, so I've known her for a little bit, and she's something else.
So it'll be interesting to see, Jose, playing off of that is when Sakari and who's he going up against again?
Tara.
Tara Hung. During their debate, if they'll answer that question about an audit.
Yeah, I mean, she was there, and he said in the interview this week where he's like, listen, at
Who's
the end of the
Sakari?
day, yeah, he's like, I'm going to support the auditor. She's my friend. I believe in transparency. Like, oh, well, what about, when the speaker
Right.
says, he's like, I've been here for a long time.
Yeah.
I have a lot of connections. They need me just as much as I need them.
Right.
Where, look at Diana. She literally, same thing with her that happened to Senator Mark, happened to her.
Right.
Where she was completely,
Oh,
but
that's
she
right.
still
She was
got
a
things.
state
She was a
rep.
senator.
Oh, she was a state
I
senator?
yeah, I'm pretty sure she started as a
okay,
rep and she
right.
made it to Senate. She was only a senator, I think, 1 or 2
We
terms.
got 2 minutes left. Does
Oh.
Eileen have anything she wants to say?
Oh, wait, Eileen is here? Hello, Eileen.
Hey, you've been doing great, Melanie.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize you were lurking, lady. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good. So,
I don't have. Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say that was a lively school committee. We only have a minute, but that was a lively school committee meeting Wednesday night. I'm glad I tuned in.
It was a lot going on there.
Yeah,
A lot.
$9 million deficit. Whoa, I think the school committee holds their budget
Don't
hearings
they
on
teach
Saturday.
math? Don't they teach math?
Yeah.
Blame
Yeah,
it on
only
Desi.
addition. They only teach addition
Yeah,
in
bla-
Lowell Public Schools.
Blame it on Desi.
Okay, Cesar Chavez.
Oh.
I heard about
40
that.
seconds.
I never heard those rumors. I can't believe, that's like Quigley. People say, oh, what a surprise. People always know, but it's whether those people can get that information elevated to the people who can. I had no idea. I think he deserves to be raked through the mud, honestly. Shame on him. It's not like having relationships outside your marriage like Martin Luther King. That's an adult doing an adult thing. That's between them. I
Yeah.
don't get into all that.
Say goodbye, kids.
But with kids, yeah, that's not cool.
It's going to be nice out today. Enjoy it.
Happy spring.
Happy
See you in 2
spring.
weeks.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank
Have a
you,
good
John.
one.
Bye.
Thank you, Jose. This is a good